It's 7:30. It is Monday night, and this is Leicester Fan TV. This is the Fan Zone show. My name is Phil. We want to get your views in, your comments in. Let us know what you think. Anything you want to talk about Leicester City, you let me know. We'll talk about it. I can put your comments on the screen. So get your views in. We have just drawn Birmingham or Coventry City in the FA Cup. That has literally just happened a couple of minutes ago. So get your reactions into that. I think that's a brilliant draw for us. Be lovely to play either one of those teams, especially Coventry. Not played them in so long, so many years. Lovely to play the Coventry scum, as some would say. Am I allowed to say that? I'm not sure or not. Stuart Childs, good evening to you. I can get your views and your comments on screen just like that. Stuart says, Birmingham Cov, it's a decent draw. Terry Fuller, what time do you call this, Terry? Early. Terry's actually in from the start. Well done for you, Terry. Dave Felstead says, nice draw in the FA Cup. Trigger says, all right, Trigger, all right, Trig. I can't help but think of Only Fools and Horses of that. Says, good FA Cup draw. Keep your comments coming in, Trig. Andy Medder says, aye, it's down the M69. No, it's not. We're not going down the M69, thank goodness. We're staying home. It's at home, isn't it? Unless I'm wrong. It's Leicester City against Birmingham or Coventry. James Hill says, what a draw that is. I certainly do it. Andy Price says, get in. Andrea says, good draw. Good evening to you as well. Here we go. Here's a Chelsea fan. Good to have you on here, Chelsea Fan TV channel. I think you'll lose 2-1 tomorrow night. Sorry, haha. Don't think so, mate. I think we will win tomorrow night, and I think we will also win on Saturday. Get your views in. We've got Chelsea in the Premier League on Saturday. Mark Burrow says, would love to see the M69 derby, which is exactly what we're going to have. James Hill says, yes, it's at home. Thank you for that, James. Joe McDowell says, would love a game against the Cov. Certainly would. Bring on the Cov. Bring the Cov on. That's a good one. When was the last time we played Coventry? Can anybody remember? It was that long ago. When did we last play Coventry? Chris Ward says, what a great draw it is. Gray says, I remember playing Coventry at home when Birch was asking fans for money to help us out at terrible times. Cov was seeing some rubbish. Birch turned around to them and said, it. The same happens to you. Doesn't sound like the Birch. I can't believe it. It'll be that. Chelsea Fan TV says it'll be draw on Saturday. Want to do a collaboration? Of course we will, yes. Give us a message. We'll do that. But you're wrong about that draw on Saturday. Jake says, like the championship season. I don't think it was then. I'm not sure what it was. Will Holloway is already getting his predictions in. 2-0 against Villa, he says. 2-0 against Chelsea. Will, let me know if you want that ticket for the Chelsea match. I'll sort you out for that. Ross says 2012. Thank you, Ross, for this. Telling us the last time we played the Cov, which was in 2012. We won 2-0. I seem to remember that, actually. That was 8 years ago. Last time we played Cov, 8 years ago. Does this raise the bar for next season with cup runs and top four? I think it does, Alec. Thanks for your comments. Watching it over on Twitter. That's brilliant. Jason Mills, watching on Facebook, says, who's the home side in that tie? Both play at St Andrews. I believe I'm right in saying that on Saturday, when they drew, Coventry were the home side at St Andrews. That must have been a weird experience for the Brum fans. But I think in the replay, obviously, it's back at the same ground, but it is Birmingham in charge. Phil Creed says, bring on the Chows from Coventry. Compliments running out for them, of course. Carl Goodwin says, Coventry have got to beat Birmingham first. It'd be quite nice to play Birmingham as well. Not played them in a little while, but obviously, I think most Leicester fans, do we all want to play Coventry or what? I think we do. I certainly do. I hope Coventry beat Birmingham and get them in there. Anthony Howe, don't forget you can watch Anthony on YouTube. LCFC_Boyer says Leicester going to Europe and Cov ain't got no ground. I know how things have changed, Anthony. You are right for us. Ross says glad it's at home. Be a great atmosphere for both sets of fans. M69 derby. Let's have 80%. All right, here we are. This is Neil. Don't forget, Neil and James do the kit room. It's live. It's on YouTube. It went out last night. Neil says, is 80% Vardy good enough to win the game tomorrow, or is it Nacho worth the full 90 minutes? That is a great question from Neil, and I've got Tom waiting in the wings. as ever, to join us. Good evening, Tom.
Evening, Phil. Evening, everyone.
Good evening, Tom. Is 80% Vardy good enough to win the game tomorrow, or is Nacho worth the full 90 minutes? Over to you, Tom.
Oh, do you know what? I think if you'd said at the start of the season that question, there was only one answer, and that was Vardy to start. But do you know what? If Vardy isn't 100%, we all know Nacho can do the job. His finish at the weekend was top draw. That wasn't an easy finish. Hey, who knows? He might go there and play Vardy and Nacho together in the same team. We did it in the league and destroyed them. I think it'll be a lot more tougher game tomorrow. But hey, the biggest plus out of the whole team is to have Wolf back ready to start, and not just for this game, for Saturday against Chelsea. Chelsea Fan TV, or whoever you are watching Chelsea, your fans were goading that Undidi was out until the beginning of February. Hey, 13 days, he's fit and he's ready to go. That's a massive lift for us going into Saturday, more than we are tomorrow night. But going back to it, hey, Nacho or Vardy for me, both playing with confidence and both scoring goals.
A difference of opinion by the fans. I'm putting them on screen now, Tom. I know you can see them. Ryan is saying start Nacho and have Vardy on the bench. Andy Medhurst is saying start Nacho and bring Vardy on if needed. Raj is saying, again, get Nacho to start. I mean, how things have changed for Kelechi and Nacho, Tom. This is great to have a second striker in possibly better form than Vardy over the last few weeks.
Oh, definitely. I mean, like we said, we were all concerned before if Vardy got injured, where would the goals come from for the team? I think it's been proven that the games he missed, Vardy, we went to West Ham, we won 2-1, 2-0, was it? 2-0. We went to Newcastle, we won 3-0. Don't get me wrong, Newcastle poor, we won 3-0. Vardy's come back into the team, and we had a couple of poor performances, but every time Nacho plays, he seems to link up well with Perez, probably better with Perez than Vardy does at the moment. So for me, if Vardy's not 100% yet, I'd go with Nacho to start. 20 minutes from the end, if the game's starting to get stretched and you're winning comfortably, or you're just got that goal advantage, bring Vardy on when they're pushing and let him have that space behind to run into. But like I say, this will be a tougher game tomorrow against the Villa. They had a very, very good result against Watford, considering they were 1-0 down going into the final 20 minutes, to come back and win 2-2. That's going to give them some belief, and it shows their fighting spirit, what Villa, haven't really had much of this season, and that's going to give them confidence. So it's a lot more tricky game than I think some Leicester fans think it's going to be.
I think it's much trickier after the first leg, isn't it, Tom, really? We had the chance there to go maybe 2 goals, 3 goals up, but in the end, it was lucky that we took the draw back there. I think I'm right in saying, Tom, can you confirm away goals do not count tomorrow?
No. Well, that says how long since we've been in the semi-final, because when we were in it last, it was away goals count and after extra time before penalty shootout. So no, away goals don't count. So if it's finished as a draw on the night or whatever happens, then we go to the old extra time and then penalties.
Yeah, I mean, a real split in the crowd. I think most comments are slightly giving Nacho the edge, if I'm fair, Tom, which will be interesting. I don't know how fit Jamie Vardy is. Do you know anything more on that? Do you think he isn't 100%?
I don't see how anyone could be 100% fit in a week after an injury or a muscle strain. I think we all know that when we get cramp or anything, it takes good 3 or 4 days for that to recover. For them to then get out on a football pitch and start running around, and if there's pace that Vardy runs at, it'd be interesting to see. But I don't think Rodgers would risk even to bring him into the squad if he felt that it was going to hamper him for Chelsea on Saturday.
Yeah, Mark says here, Mark Charles says, forget Chelsea, forget top 4. Let's get a trophy, no ifs and buts, but get the job done. I know Mark put an earlier comment in as well, which was pretty much Mark was saying, look, let's not play the B team tomorrow night. And I would agree with Mark on the let's not play a B team. I do want us to get in the top 4. Any surprises, Tom, tomorrow night in the team? Do you think anybody may get dropped, or do you think Rodgers will pick the A team?
I think you saw from the team he picked at the weekend where he was heading towards the Tuesday and Saturday. I think the team picks itself, in my view, for the game. Bar who's going to start up front, that's the toss of a coin. I think it will all depend on how Vardy is tomorrow. I think if Vardy's fit, he will get the nod in front of Nacho. That just pecking rights at the moment. But bar that, it picks itself. It's Schmeichel in goal, Ricardo, Simon, Chew Evans and Chilwell. I think the midfield then picks up again. I think it's on Diddy, Tillemans and Maddison. Barnes on the left, not Albrighton. Perez on the right, and then Vardy or Nacho at top. I think it picks itself at the moment for Rodgers. I think if you look at it then going forward, he's got options for Chelsea away where you can make a few changes with Dennis Pratt. Once again, what a performance from that lad at the weekend. Not just his ball through, but general all round tidy up, fantastic. You also got opportunities for Fuchs to come in at the weekend. He'll put a full strength team out tomorrow. He's not going to want to lose a semi-final. He's got a good record in the cup competitions. What is it, 31 now? Undefeated in all cup competitions with Leicester and Celtic. And he's going to want a trophy. Look, let's not get any buzz about it. Getting to the finals, amazing. And whoever we get out of Man U and Man City is going to be a lot tougher tests.
So you wouldn't have Pratt in that starting lineup tomorrow, Tom?
As much as I would put him in there, I don't think Rodgers will play him. I think Rodgers will stay in for Saturday. I think he's got to try and be careful than overdoing the players. I think the reason he picked him on Saturday was to know that you could get him a full... I think he'll be on the bench, but I think to try and give him 7 days before we play Chelsea at home with an early kickoff, that he's got another midfielder he can go back to if he needs to rest Tillemans, depending on how he plays.
Okay, Tom, I'm just going to just bear with me while I do that. Thanks, keep getting your views in. I'm going to try and get as many in as possible. Andy Medhurst says, we can't lose against Villa. I would get absolutely slaughtered. Surely we can't, Andy. Let's hope not. Foxter says, in my opinion, I want to win against Villa, but that's just me. Raj says, I wouldn't want to risk any further injury to Jamie Vardy. Harry wants to talk about the FA Cup. We'll have a quick chat about that in a second. Stephen Malt says Vardy is 100% fit. Interesting to know that. Paul says, how good is it to be a Leicester fan right now? Absolutely amazing, Paul. This is top banana at the moment. Mark Charles says, a 1% fit Vardy is better than Nacho. Blimey, a tapping against Brentford. Seriously. Mark, honestly, I think Nacho has been playing really well recently. I think you're doing him a big disservice there. Neil says, anyone from Saturday's 11 would you put in against Villa? I'll pose that back to Tom in a minute. Franco says, think Villa will come at us tomorrow, which will suit us fine to counter-attack and nick a goal. I think, Tom, I think you'd agree with that, wouldn't you? I think Villa, the pressure will be on Villa a little bit tomorrow.
Oh, massively. It's a different game. It's a completely different ball game from the first leg. Villa came, no recognised striker, and they had to come and sit. They had to come and sit because they knew if they tried to play us, they'd get destroyed. When they did try and play us, what happened? The goal came from it, a high press, and we got onto them. Difference is this time, they're going to have their new striker starting for them, I think. Rumour has it, they've just paid 18 million for from Ginkt. So he's got a point to prove tomorrow in the Cup, or if to Villa fans. And I mean, like I say, they're not going to come and park the bus at home. If they park the bus, that whole 10 will be, right up against them from the start. Biggest thing that Leicester can get into is get stuck into them from the start, put them under pressure, make mistakes, because we all know how quickly that Villa crowd can turn on the home team. But when they're playing well and the Villa, whole 10 is up, we know what noise they can make. So it's all about that first probably 20 minutes, us settling down, getting ourselves, into the 2 lines of 4 and make sure we're closing down from the front. Vardy, Barnes, Perez, putting them under pressure. We want them to go long. We prefer teams to go long. We know Johnny Evans side Soyuchi will keep it clear every single time. Really, it's basically that. They're going to come at us tomorrow. What will give the likes of Barnes, Perez, Nacho or Vardy up front the opportunity to get in behind and down the flanks at them.
I mean, Tom, when we played them at Villa Park, what was only probably 6 or 7 weeks ago, we totally destroyed them. And then when we played them in the Cup, we were just going through that little patch. It was like chalk and cheese performances from Leicester. My biggest hope for tomorrow night is that we all know that how we played against Villa the other week was poor, really bang average, to say the least. We know we can play a hell of a lot better than that, and I hope the real Leicester turns up tomorrow night.
Oh, definitely. I mean, if you go back to that first game, the first probably 10 minutes, we were under a lot of pressure. They hit the crossbar from 6 yards out, what was a massive let-off for us. And then what happens? We get a breakaway goal and Villa's confidence was shattered from then on in, really. they get a lucky goal before half time to pull it back to 2-1. But I never felt uncomfortable, if I'm honest. Villa didn't seem to cause that much problems after we got the 2-goal lead. And then, say, after that, it was Johnny Evans with a header and Vardy with another ball over the top and in. So it just shows you once Villa's confidence starts to get a bit twitchy, that their heads drop. And, hey, let's go there and do exactly the same to them this time around. Get them under pressure, make the mistakes. What they do, I mean, sadly, Drinkwater's not playing because he probably would have passed the Vardy if he was on the pitch. Let's go there with a bit of confidence about themselves. And I think the results over the last couple of weeks, not just from the first start in the lineup, but from the Brentford game, it just started to get that bit of confidence. I thought the West Ham performance was very good. I know West Ham aren't playing that well at the moment, but I've still felt we caused them problems by us playing well, not West Ham playing bad. If in theory, I thought we passed it. It's fantastic at times. Tillerman's passing was brilliant for me. Not many people will pick up on his performance against West Ham, but I was trying to watch him, see what he did. And some of the balls, the first time ball into Barnes for the first goal, it came to, didn't even look. He knew where Barnes was. First time back into him, and Barnes got to Ricardo to go back across for the goal. His passing looked sharper. So hopefully now he's had another weekend off. He'll be sharp again for tomorrow night.
Tom, I'm just going to go through a few fans' comments for a second and then we'll come back to you. Keep getting your fans' comments in, don't forget. We want them up there and I'll keep putting them on screen. Aggie says, that was the pass of the season from Dennis Pratt on Saturday for the goal. I know Tom is a massive fan of Dennis Pratt. Stuart says, not liking the hate directed at Gray recently. No, he's not been tipped off whilst he's wearing the blue. Give him some love. I've not seen much hate for Demarai Gray, to be fair, Stuart. So I'll ask Tom a little bit about that. I haven't seen much of that. Terry says first goal in the Villa game will be crucial. I think you're right, Terry. Absolutely bang on. We don't want to give Villa that glimmer of hope and them get an early goal. Joe says, my best mate's a Villa fan and we'll be watching it together. I reckon we'll win. Oh, good luck with that, Joe. Watching it with a Villa fan. Let's hope they don't. Anthony, good evening to you, saying Pratt did play well against Brentford. Mark says, I don't want any mercy tomorrow. Let's absolutely rip them. Make them wonder, are they actually a football team? Mark is absolutely gunning for this game against Villa tomorrow. Fair play for you, Mark. Gray's Hate says, this is from, where have I lost that comment? I can't see it. Adam Cherry's going, or certainly he's going for 1-3. Not sure what that is for, but keep getting your comments in, Adam, and let me know what you think about tomorrow's game. Tom, let's pull Tom back in there. Tom, go on. I'm going to push you for a little. We've got so many games to talk about. Tomorrow night's prediction. What are you going for?
I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. I'm going to go for a Vardy to nick it right at the death. I think it'll be a really close game, but I just think Vardy might just have another one of the old towards the Holt end in the 90th minute. What would be quite nice.
I agree, Tom. That would be great. Listen, I'm too excited about tomorrow night to even think about Chelsea on Saturday. But not everybody's like as excited about the League Cup as perhaps I know you are and I am. And a lot of people are like, let's just focus on the Premier League. Let's look forward to Chelsea on Saturday. They're obviously top four, Tom. They're having a bit of a mixed season because they can lose. They've lost some funny games, haven't they? What are your views on Saturday's match?
Well, firstly, I think you've got to credit to Frank Lampard. As an Englishman, you want to always see an English manager do well. I do personally, because it's the next line to go into the England job for me. So fair play to Frank Lampard, keeping them in the top four. It's never going to be easy. He didn't have a transfer or anything like that after they were embargoed. So to bring in a lot of young players and play them regularly, Mount and Tammy Abraham, no striker to go in, he's done fantastic. So fair play to that. As a game, it's a tough game. They're not a bad team. They play some nice football. I watched them at the weekend against Hull. They probably took it a bit lightweight and got over the line, a 2-1 win. But there was encouragement as a Leicester fan. See, they do make mistakes being so young at the back. They've got a very young defence. Bar Azpilicueta is still playing it right back for them. You know, the two centre halves aren't that old. So we've got to probably take the Chelsea game when we do play them as we did in the first game at Stamford Bridge. In the second game of the season, we were very, very lazy in the first half. In the second half, we were all over and didn't take a chances. if we play like we did in the second half at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea, we should have a comfortable day. Because I think Maddison could be the key for the weekend for opening them up.
Tom, I'm going back to the FA Cup here because somebody on Facebook from the Facebook group has said, what record will we go into the history books for on our win on Saturday in the Cup? I don't know. You got any answers to that? If anybody's watching and knows the answer to that question, put them in there. I would only guess, is it Brentford's last ever season at their ground?
Yeah, so that's the only one I can think of.
Would we be the last team to win a game in the FA Cup at their ground?
Yeah, that's got to be it. That can't be anything else. I can't think what it is. Anything else but that.
I can only think of that one. If anybody knows the answer to that, it's not the best fact if that's what it is, to be fair. There'll be a lot of last ofs at their ground. So yes, Tom, you think, again, Chelsea's going to take that very seriously on Saturday. We've got Villa tomorrow. We've drawn either Coventry or Birmingham in the FA Cup. We are Leicester Fan TV, but I wanted to just have a quick chat with you about Jurgen Klopp and his attitude towards the FA Cup, Tom. When we were champions, I thought when we won the Premier League, which Liverpool haven't done yet, I thought we held ourselves very well after that. And I think, for me, Jurgen Klopp, if he wants to be champions of the Premier League and wants to play that, I just think his attitude stinks about the FA Cup, if I'm honest.
I said it yesterday after the game when I heard Klopp saying that he won't put any first teamers out and that he will get someone else to manage the club for that game.
He's not even going to be there, he said.
No, I think it's totally, one, it's disrespectful to the FA Cup. Two, it's very disrespectful to Shrewsbury as a team. Yeah. Their fans travelling up for the game because they want to go and see the best players. They don't get the opportunity to see Salah, Henderson, Van Dijk playing every week. So for me, I think you completely disrespected the Shrewsbury town. And for me, the only option for me was last night was Shrewsbury getting to the next round and kick them out. Don't give the opportunity to play the game. I know they'll say to Shrewsbury, there's your money, you've got into the next round. I don't see the point of Shrewsbury having to go all the way up to Liverpool. It's an extra game in their fixture list. I know the fans get the opportunity to go Anfield and fair play to them, that's fantastic. But if I was a Shrewsbury fan, I'd be a bit gutted that I'm not going to go there and see a few first teamers that we're going to go see a kids team. And, the under 18s of Liverpool versus Shrewsbury. Now, if I'm a Shrewsbury player, I'm going there with the mindset is, let's go and win this game. Let's batter them and show them that we're not going to take this unfairly. You've completely destroyed what we thought would be a great time to come up to Anfield. So, but for me, the FA should step in and go, you either play some of the first team or you're not going to be in the cup. That's it. Boot you out.
I mean, it's one thing to play your younger lads, give people a chance, rotate the squad. But I think for Jurgen Klopp to say, I'm not managing it, that's the bit that astounds me, that a manager has turned around and said, yeah, before Christmas they did it because they were in two places at once. That was understandable, wasn't it? Against Villa, obviously, who we're playing. But I just think for a manager of a football club to say, yeah, I'm not managing that team on that night.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. A few years ago, if I was right, that Wolverhampton Wanderers, in their game against Man U, I think it was, in a replay in the FA Cup, sent up all the kids and got fined for doing that, for not feeling, a first team player or something like that, because they wanted to concentrate on their league to make sure they stayed in the Premiership. Well, tell me the difference, Sam. Doesn't matter if you stay in the Premier League or going to win the Premier League. If you're going to fine Wolverhampton Wanderers for doing exactly the same, fielding a weaker team, you should do the same to Liverpool for doing exactly the same and telling you they're going to do it as well.
But let's get back to Leicester, Tom. That's enough moaning about Jurgen Klopp. Who gives a monkeys about Jurgen Klopp? Joanne Astley says, Wembley madness in the 90s. Hope those runs start again. I'm with Joanna on that, Tom. What was your favourite trip to Wembley back in the 90s?
It probably going to have to be Claridge, Shinnie.
That was your best?
Yeah, that's the best one, mate. 90th minute to get promoted. Oh, mental.
I think mine's got to be Silence of the Rams, I think, with Walshy and that. But there was a few, wasn't there? So Joanna is right. And obviously the last time we were there was 2000, which was 20 years ago this year. So Tranmere Rovers, I believe, in the year 2000. So nice to get back there. Ross says we was the last team to win the League Cup at the old Wembley. Thank you for that, Ross. Little factoid. here is the answer to that question. It is, we are the last team to win an FA Cup match at Griffin Park. Feel free to challenge me and Tom. See if anybody can actually stump us, Tom, on Leicester facts. Can't beat a trip to Wembley, says Raj. Been a while in the cup. Need to get the job done tomorrow, 2-1. Aggie says, Phil, a win against Chelsea will albeit get you a top 4 finish. I don't think it's quite done yet, but we are quite a few in there. Matthew Bond is talking. Matthew, how can you say that about me? I met you before the game for a beer and he's calling me an arrogant prick. I know he's not. I know he's talking about Jurgen Klopp. I know you are, Matty. I know you are. Michael Adam says Wembley twice this year and a top 4 finish. Hey, listen, could be 3 times, Tom, if we win the FA Cup, Community Shield as well.
Could be 4 times.
Semi-finals.
Well, it could be 5. Johnston Paint.
Oh, Johnston Paint. I know you said that, Tom, didn't you? That's the under-23 team, isn't it? In the Johnston Paint trophy.
Well, it's not the Johnston Paint or the LDV Vanarama or whatever it is nowadays. I don't know what the name of it is, but to me, it's the old Johnston Paint trophy. So, but yeah, it could be that. You could say it could be League Cup final, Johnston Paint, FA Cup semi-final, FA Cup final, Community Shield. But hey, let's not get carried away yet.
I'll take one. And I prefer out of all those, it wasn't the Zenith Data Depot Cup, whatever it is.
Someone just put Swindon. How can you even think about that game? That was heartache, that game. To go 3-0 down, 3-3, and then lose.
Tom, I'm going to say that is probably my top 10 Leicester games ever, Swindon. Even though we lost.
It's the same as being at Watford when we lost that goal in the last minute. I remember that game. It's heartache, mate. Those games you don't want to remember. It was
one of the best games ever. It was just we were on the wrong end of it, to be fair. Monty says, boxes. Crop. I shouldn't have started this challenger thing. Here we go. Mark Chow says, okay, Tom, to be fair, we could do a new show, couldn't we? Just like quiz us on the hoof. Who scored the equaliser against Middlesbrough in the Coca-Cola Cup final 1997? And where was the reply? Listen, Mark, you're going to have to do better than that because even I know the answer to that. You do, don't you, Tom?
Huh? Yeah, Heskey got the equaliser and the replay was at Hillsborough.
Yeah. And who scored the winner there?
Claridge. Shitty again, but we'll take it.
We're going to have to do much, much better than that if they want to beat us. And we was the last team to win the League Cup as a final replay. Oh, well, I didn't know that one either. All these pushbacks. He's talking about the 97 replay. Excuse me, I'm full of coffee frogs tonight. Joanna says, went to everyone except the replay v Borough. Did you go to that one, Tom, the replay?
Yeah, I was in the goal. That was nice behind the goal that game.
You were in the goal?
Well, I was behind the goal, near the front of that one. That was a great day. Loved the old Hillsborough. Fair the old ground. It was great on Saturday. I didn't get to go, but see some of the photos of Griffin Park. You know, the proper football stadiums to me, the older ground. And when you get the opportunity, and we didn't get many tickets for it, but it's great to go to some of the old ground and see them before they all get modernised over the next 20 years, because we all know that's going to happen at some point. You know, the older grounds will eventually go, and this modern stadium of bowls and what they are really will become more popular.
You say that, Tom, but the 97 replay at Hillsborough, I was stuck. There's a V in like the corner of terracing, which got no roof over it. It rained for most of the game, and we were right up at the back of that. Not the best view, but we were there. That's the main thing, isn't it? Somebody on Facebook has says, Tom, are you enjoying your pint of rosé wine? Cheers. It sort of matches my top, which is a good point for me to say, don't forget, if you want to win one of these, we are doing competitions where we've been posting things on Facebook and Twitter, and we've got another one thanks to the guys at Pink to give away. Chappers says, great stuff, lads. Let's grab that silverware. And while Chappers is on, I need to remind you that tomorrow night, Chappers is doing a watch-along. He does these live on YouTube. So if you're not at the game tomorrow night and you want to watch it, you can watch it. I think it's on Sky. but watch Chappers at the same time, giving you his views and his comments on it. It's quite entertaining. He gets quite animated and quite excited. So Chappers will be live during the game, doing a watch along on Leicester Fan TV YouTube channel. So get that in there. Tom, I think we're about done for tonight. So thanks for joining me.
Hey, as always, Phil, it's a pleasure. It's great to speak to everyone on here. Looking forward to tomorrow's game. I am going to be in the Villa end though, so I've got to behave myself.
Tom, you kept that quiet. May I suggest you don't wear that top?
I've got to sit on my hands. That's going to be the worst case if we score. Oh,
Are you, Tom? You're not in the whole end, are you?
I'm next to the Holt end, right next to the Holt end. That's the only place I could get a ticket with one of the lads who I work with as a Villa fan. So yeah, got to behave myself tomorrow night. But hey, we look forward to it. Hopefully we get the win. I can sit there very quietly.
I sat about probably 7 years ago. I went to Derby to Pride Park, and I went with my brother-in-law, who's a sheep shagger, and I was sitting in the sheep end. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Sitting in the sheep end behind their goal, and Leicester scored within the first 10 minutes, right in front of us. I was right near it, and I promised myself I wasn't going to do anything, and just a natural reaction when we scored, I literally leapt up in midair like this. But while I was jumping up in midair and everybody started to look at me, I managed to turn it and go, "You're the worst defender ever!" And everybody, I started laying into whoever wears their number 5, and I just about got away with it. But I thought I was going to get kicked in.
I've done it once, and that was at Northampton in League One when Lloyd Dyer scored in front of us in the 90th minute, and I jumped up, turned around to see another 50 fans around me all jumping up, so it was quite nice. And then to be escorted out with the other 50 fans out the ground, but we'd won by that point with a minute to go. But hey, they're the good old days, and you take the risk sometimes just to go and see your team play.
Indeed, indeed. Well, Tom, enjoy it in the Villa end tomorrow night. Don't wear that hat, don't wear that jacket, and we'll catch up with you very soon. We might do another live this week when we're in a Wembley Cup final, fingers crossed. I'll see you soon.
Fingers crossed. Cheers, guys. See you, mate.
So that's Tom, who's been joining us again every Monday. Tom joins us, which is great. If you want to come on and give your views in, just contact me and I'll add you in. And I just want to read out your final few comments. Thank you so much. Adam saying Ross is loving Google tonight. Somebody on Facebook is saying under 23s are playing Dynamo Zagreb now on LCFC TV. Yes, they are, if you want to go and watch that. Ross comes back and says he doesn't need Google. He's too good. He just knows it all. This is Red and Blues News. Evening, guys. Nick the Palace fan coming in peace here. Good evening to you, Red and Blue News. Let's have a catch up when we play you guys next. Andy Medhurst saying, I sat in the Everton end in the last round. Well done. Ellis has come in and said we all hate Coventry scum, which we certainly do. Of course we do. But let's hope we play them in the next round. Listen, thanks as ever to all these guys. ADT, Emergency Glazing Services, Everard's Tiger, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Harlow Geek Repair, and of course, this is the charity. Where is it there? Bodie Hodges. Go and give them a follow. We support them. They do great charity work right here in Leicester. My name is Phil. This has been Leicester Fan TV. Fingers crossed for tomorrow night. League Cup semi-final, 90 minutes away from Wembley. It's took 20 years for us to get this close. Please, Leicester, please. Shall we all have a please, whoever is up there, let Leicester get to Wembley. 20 years it's took. Come on, Leicester! See you next time.